Hey guys, welcome back to our channel, and today I thought I'd do a video on mental health in the workplace because I know it's starting to be quite a talked about area and people are starting to branch out and be more honest about why they might need a day off, etc, etc. I'll go right back from the beginning. I've had quite a few jobs where I have worked with a mental illness, both anorexia and OCD, and one thing I massively regret, I was a bit younger so I didn't really have the confidence that I do now, is just being honest. I was in a sales job, a clothes shop, and I kind of started it in a fairly good place health-wise, and then my health just deteriorated, and I didn't tell them, and the brand that they would give you hours on how your performance was, etc, etc. At the beginning my performance was brilliant, my customer service was good, I was one of the top sales assistants there, and yeah, it was going really well. But then of course, as I started to go downhill, my performance wasn't that good, my interaction wasn't that good. I made a couple of big mistakes with the tills and things, mainly because my head was just all over the place. It got to the point where, I mean, I'm pretty blonde anyway and I make stupid mistakes anyway and I get things confused all the time, but it was kind of on another level. And I just didn't talk to my boss about it, and we had quite a quick turnover with our managers, etc, and some of them were lovely and most of them were lovely, and I should have just spoken to them. I don't know why I didn't. I wish I was just honest, and I think they would have understood it more, and because, you know, I wouldn't be able to turn up for shifts, and when I was on shift I was not really all there. So I think if I told them, they might have even been able to like put me in the stock room and I could just sort out the clothes, or I would have been much more used in there than I was on the shop floor. They could have helped me and supported me, and rather than me just kind of come in and be a ghost and come back out. And again, I had another retail job and I would be in there on my own. They would kind of pop in and out. Sometimes I would be with another girl. I was in there, yeah, like I said, on my own. So therefore I would come in, open it up, and I would also do the like adding up, and then you do like the till at the end. It was quite busy, so there was quite a few things, and it wasn't not a lot of it was computerized. They would pay each, so you would get like the tag, and you would have to write that down. It was all kind of manual, and I'm bad at maths anyway, let alone with a crazy head of mental illness. So the shop would close at 5 or 6, and I would be in there till about 9, adding the till up. Literally, 1, because I'm just bad with mathematics anyway, and 2, because my head was so full and I'd often make mistakes during the day. I wouldn't write things down, I wouldn't do it quite right. It was a very simple process, if I'm really honest, and I just, the mix of being me and being ditzy, and the mix of also just being not really all there. I remember they used to call up, we used to finish at 5, and they used to call up at like 8:30 and be like, "Sam, are you still there?" I'd be like, "Yeah," but they didn't know, like, they didn't know why. I think they were like appreciated that I was there late when I was actually just like trying to add up a till. Then I had one more job, which was in a gym. I was on the reception, and when I started I was okay health-wise, I kind of got away with it, but as it went on and got worse, obviously me behind reception started to, I was alright actually, considering I'm not an organised person and I'm not good at mathematics and things like that. I think I was okay, but I did make a couple of mistakes, and again, I wish I was just honest. I mean, especially in a gym, you're on reception, same with shops really, you're the first thing they see when they come into the gym, so they want a healthy, vibrant person that's going to welcome them. And as much as I tried to be that, I think as the shifts were quite long shifts, towards the end I was just faded out and just kind of done, I think. And again, I should have been honest with my boss. I think that's the main thing that you can do. And I think as mental health is being much more talked about now, it should be a bit easier. I don't know whether it is. I know if I went into a job now, I would feel easier, maybe because I'm a bit older as well, talking about it and being honest about it. Because I read a blog, and it was of a lady who had, I think she had depression, and she couldn't go into work one day, and she was saying how isolated she felt because she couldn't say I have depression because people wouldn't take it seriously. And then one day she finally said to her co-workers, I can't come in, I have depression. And they were fine, like they were so supportive. Again, this is kind of hard treading carefully, something like that. This is wishy-washy, I don't know. A weird area because it's kind of, for me, in a way, some days it did me good, it pushed me to go to work and it pushed me to get out. Other days it was way too much and that's when I kind of went downhill. So it's getting that balance. And again, I think mental illness has got such a stigma that some of it's put on and some of it's exaggerated. People pretend to have it, which they do. And obviously there's underlying issues there, but that's... So when someone's pretending and then someone actually has it, there's that stigma with someone that has it that they might be pretending, if that makes sense. So that would be hard if people start using it as an excuse, or I'm a bit tired today, I'll just say I'm depressed. I think that's where it gets very tricky. So yeah, don't know what to say about that bit. I wouldn't know what to do with that. Maybe that'll be another video. And the good thing about work and mental illness is that it does get you out and it does get you socialising and get your mind off of it. And I found when I was at home, I kind of was a bit stir crazy. I think just be careful of your shifts and know from the start, don't push yourself too much. If you're doing it and you feel like you've got the job and you feel like, yeah, I'm doing really good, I can do a bit more, then perhaps up it. But I just signed up for all these shifts and I was like, yeah, no, I'll be fine, I'll deal with it. And went a bit wrong, and that's when you start messing them about and they get the wrong idea, etc. So yeah, just be mindful, and to be honest is the best things you can do in that situation. That is my biggest regret, and I know it would have helped me out massively. That was it, guys. I hope that helped you. If you have any questions, just write them below. Lovely to speak to you again. Charlotte's over there. Bye. Oh.